Hello and welcome back to some more Sega GT Online. This is part 6 properly now, no prologue this time. And we bought our first car, which is just a measly Peugeot 206. Now you might be thinking, well, why would you buy this car? There isn't really anything too special about it. Well, despite all the extra money you have. Well, the reason I bought it is because, again, as I mentioned in that prologue, I wanted to show off how I used to kind of play the game a lot when I was younger. And because there was always kind of a little order I used to do. And keep in mind, I grew up with 2002, where there was no such thing as perk or gathering, meaning I usually would just start with 13,000. So, now, I will kind of go through some of the other stuff real quickly just before we jump in. But I won't have to take anywhere near as long, because it won't take anywhere as long. So in the garage option, you can change, this is obviously where you can change your vehicle, change any of the parts that you may have bought, which we'll get into in a moment. View pictures and awards, that will play more into as we get through the game. You can put a car up for sale, which I can't do right now because this is my only vehicle. You can perform a test run, which lets you drive around the Gymkhana track that we saw in the gathering mode. Of course, we've already seen the car shop, so I'm going to skip that again. We can go into the parts shop, where this is where you can actually buy like all the parts, like brand new stuff. And again, I'd like to say thank you to Zen because there were like parts that were exclusive to online, as well as parts that, if I remember correctly, only unlocked if you play the game through a certain manner, which was really dumb. So
weird.
I think I think that was might have just been 2002 only. I think I remember Zero telling me that they got rid of that setup for online, but there were a bunch of exclusive online parts, and Zen, thanks to the mod, he made it possible so that you could buy those extra parts. You get a couple extra things if you buy the bolt-on turbo, but I'm not going to do that right now. We'll do that later. But as you can see here, a lot of these like ones with these custom ones, those are like the ones that you could get from online. These are really good, trust me. But we won't worry about that. We won't worry about that right now.
Or at least not yet.
It's just again, I wanted to show some of that, and just one last thing really to show the used parts shop. Now this is where you can get usually what happens is you can find something here for like a discounted thing. You might have to fix it up a little bit or something, but if you're tighter on money, this is a way to get like some extra parts and stuff. And there's also a goods section, which comes with like stuff that you can put in your garage to decorate it. Ooh. If for some reason you want to do that. It's just aesthetic, visuals, nothing more really.
In 2002, you used to be able to buy replays and like demo reels.
Yeah, that too. That's a thing they actually took out for some reason.
Oh, and the nitrous Easter egg thing, but that's only usable in drag racing.
Yeah, and you have to meet a requirement in order to have that appear, which we haven't met that requirement. So,
oh, well.
We will get to the official race soon, but I'm going into the event race simply because of how we're going to be doing this. Now, you can see that there's a bunch of like little sort of events, some of which we can't enter because the car does not meet the requirements. Like, for example, this one here is just for American vehicles. This one here is for old vehicles. This one's for 70s cars, 80s cars, 90s cars. Basically, we can't access these because the car is not eligible for so requirements. Interesting fact: when Zen was first making this mod, originally we couldn't figure out, he didn't know the way to actually make the online-only vehicles purchasable, so he actually replaced some of these trophies with those cars to make them to win them. But once he figured out that you actually could find a way to unlock them and make them purchasable, he just reverted it, and now you can just win them you can just buy them. So it's now back to how it usually should be.
Fair enough.
Oh, you bought a turbo S6 kit from the Views thing and it broke on the last thing. That's painful. Anyways, now this is how I usually would do it. In fact, actually, you know what? Just to make things a little bit easier for me, I'm gonna go not into the new one. I'm going to go into the used parts shop, and I'm going to buy some more sporty tires. Just to give this car a little bit more grip, because you might have noticed the track there is an oval. Oh, the tires are already blue still. Nice! So I don't have to do anything. So, yeah.
That's convenient.
Now, I would always, and I mean always start with the hot hatch event because of the car that you could win, which is a V6 Clio, which is a pretty good car to start with early on in the game. You also notice that there's another vehicle for a special prize. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it on this track in particular because of the type of track it is, so we'll just have to come back to that. But I will show you on most of these events how to get the special prize as well. And I would have never known how to get to the event special prizes had it not been for Zero telling me a few years ago. So again, thank you to Zero for teaching me how to do that, because otherwise I would have not known. So, again, I just used that dumping the clutch stick to my own advantage. This game is packaged with Jet Set Radio Future on. Sadly, only 10% of players played Sega GT. Just a clarification, how do you know this? How do you know it was only 10% of players? Because there's a part of me that's, for some reason, having a hard time believing that. I know it would have been less
needed.
I know it would have been less popular than Jet Set Radio Future, sure, but 10%? I'm not so sure about that. Yeah. I don't think people would say no to a free full game. It comes with their console.
Citation needed.
Also, by the way, you will note my hunch and word of mouth. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. So, you might notice, by the way, that at the top right, there's a little bar. Yeah, it's not a health bar, but it is a bar that basically tells you, that's basically kind of there to show you exactly, to kind of tell you how clean you've been as a driver. If you can manage a whole race without any incidents, you'll actually gain you'll gain bonus money from races. So yeah, try to not hit anything, and you will definitely benefit from it. And yeah, easy win. This was pretty much why I would buy this car, because even on the speedway, so long as you're good, you shouldn't really have any issue with most of the vehicles you'll be faced up with. Now this is where the picture thing comes in. At any point, you could just watch the replay, go through all the shots, and if you find something you like, you can take a picture like that. Or you could take a better one. Like that. You just have to time it better.
By the way, that Canon camera image, it looks so copy-paste.
Because it is. So yeah, you get a whole bunch of types of cameras. You get
right thumbstick.
You get one that kind of goes through all of them, and then if you go to the main view, you can use the left thumbstick and the triggers to kind of move in and out to kind of get a more specific shot. If for example you wanted something that was a little closer. So then once you're done, you can exit. You can also save your replay if you want to rewatch it back if it was like a really good race or something.
You can actually click.
And then from there, you can look at all of your shots that you took, find one you like, and then just press OK, and then that picture will show up on your wall. You can have up to 20 pictures saved. If you go more beyond that, it'll start asking you to remove some. And now we've unlocked a Clio. Again, this was why I always started with the 206, because I could win a Clio, because the Clio is good. So with that, we don't really... So basically, with that, we don't really need the 206 anymore. So because of that, let's put it up for sale. Now, the cool thing is, you can actually adjust the price of this. But be warned, the higher you the more expensive you make it, the longer it's going to take someone to buy it. So I usually just like to leave it at the price it asks for, which is half of what you paid for it. Which is half what it goes for in the dealership, I mean.
This literally is a case of no low ballers, don't waste my time.
And right there, you can even see it's for sale with a little for sale sign. It's one of those like neat little touches that I really like.
One thing that you forgot to mention in the replays, if you click one of the thumbsticks, it'll bring up like a no HUD view.
Oh right, if you can disable the HUD completely. I forgot about that. I don't really need like ridiculous tires. Not right now, at least.
It's a cool.
Maybe
So-
later.
We're gonna do one more race for this part, and I will show you in this how you can get the special prize. Because you can see that there is another car for grabs, but you might be asking, how do you get it in these events? Is there a certain requirement that you need to make? And the answer to that is yes. And in this, and for me doing this bonus one, I will show you exactly what you need to do in order to get that special prize. When you realize how you have to do it, and I missed the start, but that's fine in this case. When you realize how you do it, if you've never known how to do it before, you might be surprised.
Oh boy.
Okay, so we're in 4th place currently. Now, for the rest of the lap, I am going to stay in 4th place. We are just gonna coast it behind the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place drivers. If you figured it out yet, then congratulations. If not, it will come to you soon enough.
Why you sandbagging? I mean, that's what you're technically doing.
The worst part too about having like the sandbag this is the fact that you can see these 2 cars in front of me are not they're not particularly going very quick, and then there's the one, oh my god, and then there's the one car there that's like kind of ahead by a bit. I think it's because this RS6 here is stuck behind the S3.
So Forza syndrome then.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Please, RS6, please just pass the damn S3.
Maybe
Actually,
it's going for its own secret car.
Actually, I don't think it really matters. Oh, hey, it's going for it. It's made the pace!
Yep, you did
Oh
this,
my
Ian.
god, they go so slow here. Jesus.
Oh, that's pretty. That was.
We're going to know how
You
it
just
smokes an
sent
RS6
it.
Integra, even though the Integra's faster. I mean,
You only
it's a
need to
video
be in
game.
4th. You only need to be in 4th before you cross the line. You could lead the entire first lap and then just sandbag it. Like you could like pull over at the start.
That is another thing you could do, but I prefer to do it this way because it's more interesting than just sitting at the starting line waiting for them and whatnot. All right, and okay, we've crossed the line, and now we just gun it.
Yep. Now it's time. Now it's time to. Take
Now we just put it on full blast.
gloves come off and all that.
And you can almost immediately see just the difference in me driving versus the AI driving.
I mean, you actually take corners at speed,
Exactly.
whereas the AI sort of doesn't.
Oh my
Me
god.
when I hit. Oh my god, Jake.
That was so
Me
close.
when I hit sport mode in my car and the max boost goes from 14 psi to 24 psi.
Just your car just wakes up. It's like, hey, it's time for go fast mode.
Oh no, not go fast mode. Proceeds to hit nearly 270 miles per hour in an El Nino.
Yeah, I almost kissed that Integra there. You are correct. And just around one more time.
Make guns.
You think?
Yeah,
Yep.
I
'cause
have a
there it is.
hunch.
And there we go. That is another win there, from 4th to 1st in 1 lap. Again, have you figured it out yet? And by the way, to get rid of the HUD completely, except for like the picture thing, it is the right stick. Just to clear that up for RKD's sake. And no, I'm not going to go through pictures again. I just wanted to do it that one time for the sake of telling. If you press B, it'll just clear it. So, we've won the prize and the special prize. Yep. The special prize requirements in the actual races is you have to advance at least 3 positions in a race. So even if technically you finish the first lap in 6th and you finish 3rd, you will still get the special prize. Same thing if you're 5th to 2nd, you just have to climb 3 positions. So if you will still get it if theoretically if you go last to 1st. So yeah, that's how you get the special prize.
Neat.
So there you go. So now, if we go back, someone's bought our car. Our 206 is now no more, and we get the money for it. And if
You've got money.
And if we go into the garage, there's our 205 that we won. Which I won't quite switch into just yet. We will be using it, but not for the next part. We'll be switching things up for the next part. So stay tuned for that, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to hit the like button and hit the subscribe if you want to see more videos. Really does help the channel out. Check out my links down below. If you want to see these... If you want to see this live with all the little extra bits, you can check out my Twitch. And if you want to get your name at the start of the video, become a Patreon member today. That's also down below in the description. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.
Goodbye, folks.